आलं मॅडम.
युट्यूबला इथे गेलाय मॅम.
युट्यूबला गेलाय. लाईव्ह चालू झालं मग टीमचं काय?
टीम्स इथे होईल ना ओपन झालं का कनेक्ट झाला
कनेक्ट होतं डिस्प्ले.
इप्सनचं हे लाईव्ह वायरलेस प्रोजेक्शन तर आहे साईट ओपन कर गुगल ओपन कर
जे बोलायचं नाही तो एकच माईक ऑपरेटर
हे काय केलंस परत रिफ्रेश केलं
नाही सर गो लाईव्ह केलं आता ते फक्त आपण टेस्टिंगसाठी आपल्या
आता लाईव्ह चालू झालं का
तू बघ आवाज येतो का त्याला
लाईव्ह सुरू झालं मॅडम इप्सन प्रोजेक्शन बघ
हा सर चालू झालं लाईव्ह
आवाज येतो
झाले सगळं चालू झालंय मॅडम 2 मिनिटं थांबा कनेक्ट कर इप्सनचं प्रोजेक्शन युटिलिटी वायरलेस प्रोजेक्शन युटिलिटी डाउनलोड कर पटकन
गेस्ट
झालं का इप्सन वायरलेस प्रोजेक्शन वायरलेस प्रोजेक्शन प्रोजेक्टर कनेक्ट होतो
अरे सेटिंग मध्ये जायचं तिथं आहे डायरेक्ट डिस्प्ले टाकलं की डिस्प्ले टाका टाईप कर
मल्टिपल डिस्प्ले काय
कनेक्ट टू वायरलेस कनेक्ट टू एक्सटेंडेड और कनेक्टेड टू डिस्प्ले नाही शो कर पाहिजे
वायरलेस डिस्प्ले
वायरलेस डिस्प्ले ऑन कर ना कनेक्ट करा ते सर्चिंग झाले
नाही
त्याचं नाही करा
याला कनेक्ट झाला का खरं
नाही सर कनेक्ट
आहे ना
वायफाय माझा मोबाईल कुठे स्टँडिंगच्या नंतर करा रेकॉर्ड करून एकदा डिस्प्ले करा सध्या त्याच्यावर डिस्प्ले इम्पॉर्टंट आहे डिस्प्ले करा
अरे थांब काय गडबड करू नको लय काय मोठं नाही होय होय असेल ना इथे काय काढलेलं नाही मॅडम 2 मिनिटं
डिस्प्ले कनेक्ट नाही होते
2 मिनिटं मॅडम स्विमिंग नाही स्विमिंग सुरू झालं मॅडम प्रोजेक्टर तुम्हाला दिसायला पाहिजे ना इथं पुढं
युट्यूब लाईव्ह ऍडमिट कोण करायला ऍडमिट पण करतो रे हां काय करते इथून चालू करतो
जरा काम करू याला जोडला होता ना तुम्ही
हां सर ते यूट्यूबचं
Very good morning to all the dignitaries, students and
आलं ना
faculty
आता
present
टीम्स
over
लॉग
here.
इन करतो
I am Pratap Shinde from second year IT.
And I am Utkarsha Siddharth from second year CSE.
We all welcome you all to the 6th Research Symposium on Computing, organized by Department of Computer Science of Engineering and Department of Information Technology, in association with Federal Academy of India (FAI) and sponsored by FINIQ and Springer.
काय करू नको झालंय सगळं
Writing a research paper is always a great opportunity to explore a topic that is particularly interesting to you. The research process always allows you to gain expertise on the topic of your choice and understand it on a deeper level. Research papers are an excellent platform to disseminate a novel finding to a general and focused audience, which may be interested in replicating the experiments, identifying novel applications for the finding, etc., as well as to popularize your research to the world and prevent duplication of the study.
The motive behind organizing events like Research Symposium is to promote research, raise awareness, share information about educational topics and projects. So today we have with us Dr. Birendra Singh Dish sir.
So before that, I request HOD CSE and HOD IT to escort the dignitaries on the dais.
ऑडिओ केबल आहे का इथे नाही ऑडिओ कसं जायचं
So today we have with us Dr. Birendra Singh Dish sir, President of Future Academy India, and Mr. Prashant Pansare sir, Founder and CEO UBScape, as our guest of honor. We are also fortunate to have Dr. Premji of Future Academy of India, also called as FAI, Brigadier Praveen Kumar sir, Academic Secretary, Science and Technology, Future Academy of India, Pune, India. Dr. P.H. Sawant sir, Director of Walchand College of Engineering, Sangli. Dr. Meeta Shah ma'am, HOD of Computer Science and Engineering Department, Convener of RSC 2022. Dr. Anand Kumar Umbarkar sir, HOD of IT Department, RSC 2022. We welcome you all on this auspicious event.
So, as per our Indian tradition, we start every event with the worshipping of deities. So now, I request all the dignitaries to move towards left for the worshipping of Saraswati idol and enlightenment of traditional lamp for the official inauguration of the event. And I request all the online dignitaries to join us spiritually.
या वीणावरदण्डमण्डित
Priyanka for the melodious song.
इथून करायचं सर मीटमध्ये आहे का हां सर
Thank you, sir. Now it's time to felicitate our guest of honor.
इथून करायचं का?
So, firstly, I'd like to welcome Dr. Virendra Singh Bish, sir, who has joined us in an online mode. So, welcome, sir.
मॅम साहेब
So now I would like to request Dr. P.H. Sawant sir, Director of Walchand College of Engineering, Sangli, to welcome and felicitate Mr. Prashant Pansare sir, Founder and CEO of UB School. UB Scale.
ये प्रोजेक्ट होत नाही
हे होत नाही
तुमचं चालू नाही
मीटमध्ये आवाज जात नाही वाटतं मीटमध्ये आवाज नाही आहे
Thank you, sir.
मॅम चेक करा
So now it's time to hear some precious thoughts from our dignitaries. So for that, first of all, I would like to welcome Dr. Medha Shah ma'am, who is HOD of CSC and convener of RSC 2022, to brief us with regarding to RSC 2022.
मॅम इथून चालू करू का माईक चालू
It's my pleasure as the head of the CSC department and convener of RSC to welcome you all for this inauguration function of Research Symposium on Computing. So, first let you know that this is our 6th Research Symposium on Computing. So, last 5 years as a CSC and IT department collaboratively, we are running this activity. The basic aim for this activity was to give an exposure to the students for the innovative project showcasing, to showcase the current trends that the students they are exploring to, and involve some of the industries to get the critical research feedback for the students who are our MTech students and also a PhD students who are doing over here. So we are very glad Dr. Walchand Pansare sir, you are over here as our guest of honor and also as one of the judge of innovative project showcasing. So actually I am very thankful to Factor Academy of India. The first time we have collaborated with Factor Academy of India and this academy is actually provided us 4 to 5 international keynote speakers for this event. So in a series of days from 21 and 20 through 23, you will hear from international keynote speakers and they will be giving a keynote on the very niche areas like IoT, machine learning, deep learning. So I request here all the students and it's an appeal to get the benefit of this series and which is only for the students, which is basically this event is arranged. So on behalf of all organizing committee, I welcome.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now I would like to welcome Dr. Anand.
Good morning, one and all. This is a 6th RSC.
WC Media.
It is research
यूट्यूबवरती सर्च
symposium.
करा
We all know that today is the era of IT, and IT works on computing, and how we can use the computing in our
नाही नाही
professional career is very important.
इश्यू आहे मोठा
We all are learning lots of courses, and we try to do the research. We means here the faculty, the students from UG, PG and research college. Now when I was a student, I was facing the problem that how to find the research topic or the project topic. I think with this kind of platforms will give you the ideas to find out your research topic, to find out your mini project areas, as well as fine tune the areas of your mini projects. During these 2-3 days, you will realize that where we are and where personally a particular person is, if you seriously talks and all the papers that the participant will present. Writing a research paper is not easy because nowadays in particular area crores of people are working. So when we try to write one line in that area, it will get plagiarized. So how we should think about this, that we should read at least 50 papers in the particular area. Now when I say 50 papers in an area, we have to find out who are keywords in a particular area, and then we should get that 10-15 papers of which is a very reputed and latest papers, then only we can write down 2 to 3 lines in that area. Of course, over the period, habit of writing will bring you to a level where you can say that this is a gap in particular technology, and then you can work and have a research in that. So on this occasion, I welcome all the research scholars, PG students and UG students. This is a golden opportunity for UG students to think about the higher studies. I am thankful to organizers for giving me the opportunity to talk on this occasion. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Uparvi sir, for your words. Now I would like to welcome respected Director of Walchand College of Engineering, Dr. P.S. Sawant sir, to guide us on this auspicious occasion. Please.
Good morning, faculty and dignitaries on the dais, off the dais. Special welcome to introduce Mr. Pansare that they have agreed to participate in this program. I'm not an expert, I am here to appreciate the things which are going to happen today. Some information to our guests that we are celebrating 75th year, platinum jubilee year of our institute, and the institute was born along with the mission in 1947. So we are celebrating platinum jubilee or Amrit Mahotsav of our institute along with Amrit Mahotsav of the mission. Secondly, I appreciate the Department of Civil Engineering that despite pandemic and a lot of difficulties, they have continued the tradition of this research symposium. And particularly this year we have speakers from international different countries. So that is one good development this year. Research, just paper publication is not the idea of research. We have prepared IPR policy, intellectual policy, and secondly, product development policy. So if any student who comes out with a good idea, we can go for patenting of that idea, we can product is developed, we can go for commercialization of that. And fortunately, head CSE and head IT both were instrumental in preparing these two policies. Research, I just don't want to comment on how to do research, but ultimately it leads to economic development of the nation and attitude of the person. So, even though you will be first year or final year in tech, you will do some sort of research activity. And last but not the least, today also we have open house. So whatever those who are school students or parents or stakeholders from our city, they are likely to visit the
ऑडियो भी नहीं है ठीक और वीडियो भी ठीक नहीं आ रहा है क्लियर नहीं हो रहा है तो वैसे भी आपके लिए कोई इंस्ट्रक्शन होगा तो मैं आपको फोन कर दूंगा मेरे लिए कुछ इंस्ट्रक्शन होगा तो आप फोन कर दीजिए मुझे बता दीजिए ओके
technology may develop to any extent, but still such problems will continue. These are another areas of research. I wish you best of luck and so on. So one small thing. I was just talking to Mr. Pansare a few moments ago. It is very interesting that his company name, he has taken from Rubik's and Netscape. These are the two very buzzwords in 20-25 years ago. And it really gives me pleasure that I could remember that 20 years ago time when I was playing with Rubik's 25 years ago and using Netscape. I wish Pansare, the association with CAC to be a very fruitful area, and you can start courses in emerging areas. Thank you.
फोन करा इथला व्हिडिओ चालू करायचा हे करून चालू त्याला येऊ देत नाही सर ऑफलाईन घेत नाही आता
Thank you so much, Director sir, for your precious words and guiding us. Now I would like to request Dr. Tejas
याचा स्पीकर चालू करा
Patron RSC 2022, Vice President, Peter Academy of India, also known as FEI,
त्याला ऑनलाईन घ्यायला
former
सांगू
Vice Chancellor, Central Agricultural University, Manipur, India.
हे बोलणार आहेत का बोलू मायक्रोफोन घ्या माईक घे वायरलेस माईक घे वायरलेस हॅलो हां ए वायरलेस माईक घे वायरलेस माईक त्याला बोलायचं ऑन आहे का ऑन नाही आहे ऑन आहे बोलू
I request all the dignitaries to sit on the.
Hello. Control station. Hello.
Yes.
Please improve your
इथून
audio as well as video. Your video is showing your shirt only.
व्हिडिओ काय
We see that it is improved as well as audio is improved. Audio is also not clear. Your voice is not clear. Yeah. Audio is all right.
Sir, I'm sharing my PPT, sir. Can you see that? No, sir?
Not yet.
Not yet.
नेट गेले तुझे
I'll try again, sir. मैंने PPT share होगा Okay, without PPT, it's no problem. So, that is our good morning to everybody. Our most respected President of the Patriot Academy, FAI, Professor T.S. Peast, that is Dr. P.A. Sound, Director, Walchand College of Engineering, Brigadier Praveen Kumarji, our academic secretary, Science and Technology of Patriot Academy of India, all the, that is the fraternity of the Walchand College of Engineering, research scholars, students, ladies and gentlemen. So this topic, that is the research symposium on computing. So it is very much timely since I belong to the agriculture faculty. So I will highlight what is the importance of this computing in agriculture. And as you know, as for the FAO report, the primary crop production has been increased up to 50% in the last 10 years, last decade. But parallelly, the world population will tentatively reach 9.3 billion by 2050. So hence reviving the demand for more food to feed the human population. So now we cannot confine it only in traditional agriculture all over the world. And moreover, we cannot attract the unemployed youth as well as the youth in traditional agriculture. Now, that is why it is the need of the hour to change our focus from traditional agriculture to high-tech agriculture, in which the role of computing in agriculture, it is also very much required. So nowadays, there is a recent trends in computing in agriculture. So I will cite 3-4 examples. The first one is the artificial intelligence. That is the ability of a computer to imitate human mind. The second one is the autonomous farming machinery, self-operating machinery, and robots. Now, that is by the use of computer, the drone farming, it is also becoming very popular. Then the next one is the sensor. Then the last one is the Internet of Things, IoT. Thermostats, cars, lights, refrigerators, and more appliances can all be connected with the IoT. So if we say artificial intelligence in agriculture, it is essential. The ability of computer to imitate capabilities of the human mind and actions of human body. AI computers are able to learn and apply facts and processes, recognize objects, understand language, and solve problems in order to successfully perform human-like functions. In farming, AI has the power to increase revenues, boost resource efficiencies, and improve sustainability. Artificial insemination has several competencies, including predicting which crop will be delivered the highest return. AI helps farmers to optimize their planning in order to generate a better harvest for determining crop choices and the resource utilization. The second one is autonomous farming machinery. Precise, dedicated machinery perform everyday tasks based on positioning system, GPS, and imagery analysis, which are aimed to optimum resources, reducing labor and boosting harvest. So the excellent example of the cases of GIS in agriculture is irrigated landscape mapping, crop health assessment, irrigation amendment analysis, land degradation essential analysis, erosion remediation, efficient drainage, irrigation models. Robots can also be used as a laser and a camera guidance for identifying and removing weeds without human intervention. Then the drone farming, it is very much popular nowadays, not just for logging. It also helps farmers in surveying large areas and data to create deep insights about their farms from virtually anywhere. Drones are used in farming to provide remote monitoring of crops and livestock, which make it very cost effective. They are also able to analyze field conditions and draw proper interventions such as fertilizer, nutrients, and pesticides where necessary. Recently, there was a crisis in northern India about locust swarm. So, in particular in Rajasthan and the neighboring states, large areas was devastated by the locust. So it was very difficult to spray pesticides manually. So by use of drone, it was very successful to manage the locust problem in the northern India. So these are the excellent examples that the sensors, with the help of sensing technologies and radar data, can help farmers monitor and optimize crop as well as adapt to changing environmental factors. The last one is Internet of Things, IoT in agriculture. Internet of Things describes the net of physical objects, things, but are embedded with sensors, softwares, and other technologies for the purpose of connecting and exchanging data with other devices, systems over the internet. On farms, IoT allows devices across a farm to measure all kinds of data remotely and provide this information to the farmer in real time. IoT-based smart farming improves the entire agriculture system by monitoring the field in real time. In the conclusion, so now this is the time for computing. As the technologies are emerging in agricultural field, we need to focus upon other fields, not only agriculture, so that the human intervention is minimized, thereby increasing the productivity. Thank you for your attention there. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Brigjit sir, for sharing your views on fields like AI, ML, GPS technology, and the technology we use in agriculture. So, thank you, sir. So now I'd like to invite Brigadier Praveen Kumar sir, who is patron RSA 2022 and an academic secretary at Science and Technology Federal Academy of India, FAI, Pune, India, to guide us all on this auspicious occasion. Please, sir.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, respected organizers, respected Professor Dr. V.S. Bish, FI, and all senior faculty present on the stage. At the beginning only, I would start with an honest confession that I am a civil engineer and do not possess very detailed knowledge about the subject in hand. And therefore, in next 5 minutes or so, I will be discussing this topic from the perspective of the civil engineer. I hope my voice is clear, sir.
Yes, sir. Your voice is clear.
Yes, it is clear. Your
Yes,
video is also clear.
So let us start with the topic in hand, computer science. As I look at it, computer science is one of the fastest growing career fields in modern history. Dating back only a few decades to the late 1950s and early 1960s. And now it has become one of the leading industries in the world today. Developed through the technological architecture of electrical engineering and the computational language of mathematics. The science of computer technology has provided considerable precision and financial gain for many of its well-deserving pioneers. Originally conceived as an organizational solution to the massive amounts of information kept on nothing more than paper. Computers have evolved and advanced to become a common part of modern day life. A career in the field of computer science has been proven to be a worthwhile direction for any young enthusiast or student. And this trend is looking just as bright in the modern times as well. Computer science and technology has much to offer if anyone offers many career paths, whether working with large multinational corporations or a smaller private company on computer, hardware or software in engineering or programming. The possibilities and opportunities are endless and unfortunately every day. One reason the computer industry is so promising that virtually every industry in the world depends on computers to operate. This creates an increasingly large and permanent demand for computer hardware, software, and technical knowledge to create and use them. Let us talk a little bit about software engineering. Software engineering is the study of designing, implementing, and modify the software in order to ensure it is of high quality, affordable, maintainable, and fast to build. It is a systematic approach to software design involving the application of engineering practice to software. Software engineering deals with the organizing and analyzing of software. It just doesn't deal with the creation or manufacture of new software, but its internal arrangement and maintenance. For example, software testing, software system engineering, technical debt, and software development program. So what are the programming paradigms? I will not go into those details. I will just set the heading of these paradigms. So first of these programming paradigms is functional programming. Second is imperative programming. Third is object-oriented programming. And fourth is service-oriented programming. You all are working in this field and you are very well aware of these program elements. Now let us talk a little bit about this. But computer science is much more than just programming. Understanding of what we can and cannot do with computation is arguably the most important intellectual achievement of the past century. And it is a natural development of computation infrastructure just argued. Their theory and the practice are interrelated in fascinating ways. Another one, whether one thinks that the purpose of a college education is to prepare students for the workplace or to develop functional knowledge with life and health. Computer science in the 21st century is fundamental. If not programmed at all, are likely to have evolved. Which, as a civilian, philosophers, politicians, reporters, and everyone, not just software engineers, must address the issuing ethics software. Computer science is also better from critical thinking. How might a given program system be improved? Why might one programming language or system be more effective? This is a really great attempt solving this problem. It is even more. Force or computer science that prepare any student to prepare effectively this test. Chief Jobs once said a national public radio that computer science is a neutral art. The other one believes that I have taken it up, but cannot begin to address the language, and mathematics relates to philosophy. The natural sciences and other liberal arts will join the. As far as architecture is concerned, India is playing a extremely well in terms of attracting attitude. Also, it is doing very well in startup ecosystem. Currently, housing close to 100 unicorn startups of more than $1 billion plus evaluation. The apps available nowadays, they are influencing our life every day. Right from the morning when we get up till the night we go to our bed, we are using these apps and thereby we are getting affected by computer science in one way or the other. For example, nowadays Netflix has replaced the cable TV. We are no longer dependent on cable TV. Ola has 55 type travels. Amazon Flipkart has 55 types of things. Zomato, Swiggy has simplified the way we eat. Now we prefer to eat at home only rather than going outside. However, to my mind, one of the biggest innovations has come in the form of UPI, which is United Payment Interface, that has propelled India as a leader in payment technology. It fulfills 50% of digital transactions in India today. So this is something which we should all be proud about it. India as a country is doing exceedingly well in this particular field and we are the world leaders. And therefore, we should all encourage our students to apply their mind and time in this particular field. With this, I come to an end of one presentation and I wish best of luck to the organizers for their function. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, Naveen sir, for your kind words and the knowledge regarding the field of computer sciences. So now I would request our guest of honor, Dr. Virendra Singh Bish sir, President of Peter Academy of India. Sir is former Vice Chancellor of G.B. Pant University of Agriculture and Technology, Patnagar, Uttarakhand, India. Former Director, Birla Institute of Applied Sciences, Bhimtal, and Chairman of Board of Governors, Institute of Technology, Gopeshwar, Uttarakhand, Birla Institute of Applied Sciences, Bhimtal, Uttarakhand, India. So, yes, sir.
Thank you, Priyanka. Namaste, good morning to all of you. It is my pleasure to participate in the 6th Research Symposium on Computing, RSC 2022. This is being organized by Department of Computing Science and Technology, Information Technology, and Better Academy of India on 21 and 23 April 2022. First of all, I offer my compliments and congratulations to Walchand College of Engineering family for their 75th year of establishment and very successful long 75 years. I also compliment the faculty and students of the college. Respected Dr. Anisa, convener of the conference, Dr. A.G. Mubarakar, Dr. P.H. Saman, Professor N. Ranjit Singh Ji, Brigadier Praveen Kumar Ji, Dr. Xavier,
सरांचा माइक ऑफ आहे.
Sir, sound करा दिया sir. Sir, sound.
माइक इज ऑफ. माइक इज ऑफ.
So you are
is it okay now, please?
Yes, yes, sir. It's clear
Is it
now.
audible?
I audible sir. It is audible now,
Okay,
sir.
thank you. Thank you, thank you. So I compliment the college for very successfully completing 75 years of their very successful and very renowned services. I would also like to mention that the Pattern Academy of India was founded in the year 2016 and its head office is at Kanyakumari, Kerala. It is forum for advanced training in education and research, Academy of India. This functions under the Pattern Trust. We have the Executive Council, which decides, takes decisions about different activities and policy matters. Friends, my sincere regards and greetings to you all. It is long 75 years of time in the life of Walchand College, but you are still very active, vibrant, respected in the society and loved by your students, faculty and staff. Your students are doing very well and research work is always on priority. A few words I would like to speak about
presentation. So your screen is present.
yeah, there are some column in the screen. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, it's okay now.
Well, Better Academy was started in the year 2016, but has registered its humble presence in exploring interdisciplinary and socially relevant areas of science and technology, in training, education as well as research areas. The great strength of Better Academy is the multidisciplinary team of socially and intellectually devoted executives and the scientist members. I would like to mention the names of some of those pioneers: Dr. Pankaj Srivastava, the Secretary General, Professor Major General Nitish Singh, Professor C.C. Tan may not be here today, Dr. P.K. Srivastava, Brigadier Praveen Kumar Ji, Dr. Neena Poida, Dr. Liliana Duran, Professor Ray Alvaro Gomes,
Sir, sorry to disturb you. I guess your screen is on.
Dr. Tejana Jaibar, Dr. Piper, and Professor Janeda, and many more, who have been very active as far as Better Academy activities are concerned. Friends, in my view, the world is facing a number of problems these days. The major problems, what I see, are number one, climate change and environmental degradation, very fast. Number two, rapid increase in population. Number three, interstate conflicts, religious intolerance, and terrorism. Number four, income disparities between states, between communities, and between people. Five, emergence of new epidemics, pandemics, viruses, and diseases. In brief, we observe that the Earth's temperature has risen in last 100 years by 0.8 degrees Celsius, which is very dangerous. Earlier, for number of centuries, it was almost constant. The carbon dioxide concentration in Earth's atmosphere has increased in last 100 years from 295 to 400 ppm. It's also very alarming. There has been rapid rise in population and population density in the world, particularly in the third world countries, developing world. The population growth has been very, very high. In last 100, world population has increased from 2 billion in 1900 to 7.7 billion. That is more than 3 times. And the population density, for example, in India, has increased from 77 persons per square kilometer in 1900 to 419.8 in the year 2020, which is extremely high growth rate. So we have to be worried about it. Friends, there have been conflicts between states, between communities, etc. The war deaths, for example, during 20th century have been about 16 crore, which is extremely high. And in 21st century, also these are going to be very, very high. The terrorist attacks between 2006 and 2020, within 14 years, total deaths have been 3,50,000.33 million, which is extremely high. The cost of terrorism has been very high. For example, September 11, 2001 attack on US itself cost $40.6 billion and almost all the economies suffered because of that. So terrorism is not for one place or one community or one nation, but it is an attack on the humanity. So something very serious needs to be done. Russia-Ukraine war, the economy has shrunken by 8.5% for Russia and 35% drop in economy for Ukraine. So it is very high and all the countries in the world have been suffering. Why this should happen? What are the reasons behind this? Can we stop it? We scientists and economists and social scientists have been basically confined to smaller issues in our laboratories, which probably are not so important as trying to find out reasons behind the 5 factors and then 5 constraints and problems that I have tried to highlight. There could be many more. In epidemic and pandemic, for example, COVID-19, December 2019, it started at Wuhan place in China. So far, 506 million people have been affected. That is about 50 crore. About 50 crore people got affected. It is not only affecting for a few days, but also decreasing their productivity and lot of cost on the economy. Total deaths having about 0.6 million, and some people estimate that the total deaths, which are also, many of these are unreported, are about 3 billion. So it's also huge cost on the economies of the world. It is not only one nation which is suffering, but many nations which will be suffering. May I therefore call upon the researchers, the institutions, to explore into more depth about these problem areas for their researches and come out with solutions. These could go a long way in making this world a more livable world filled with joy and its inhabitants to enjoy the life, not to be devastated and destroyed by the wars and by terrorism and by other factors, epidemics and so on. I again congratulate the Walchand College on the occasion of their Diamond Jubilee year of establishment, as well as Federal Academy of India in this very valuable seminar. I wish you all the best. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, Virendra sir. It was really inspiring to hear from you on how we can use technology to overcome such problems. So thank you so much, sir. So now let me introduce you to our today's guest of honor, Mr. Prashant Pansare sir, who is founder and CEO of Rubyscape. Sir is one of the most inspiring data analytics innovator. Sir has been recognized by many international awards. Some of them include Analytics Innovation by SAP, EFQM's Business Excellence Award, Entrepreneur of the Year by WorldCom USA and Deloitte India Technology Fast 50. Under his leadership, Rubyscape Labs, a new age data science platform company, is said to be at the forefront of technology innovations in artificial intelligence, machine learning, Industry 4.0, 4.0 and business analytics. Prashant sir is also the founder and CEO of Intellimate Group and well-respected global business analytics company. Today, we are very fortunate to have him here. So now I would like to request him to guide us with his auspicious words.
morning, everyone. First of all, I would like to congratulate Walchand Institute for celebrating 75 years of academic excellence. It's quite heartening to be in the campus of one of the historic engineering institutions in Maharashtra and the kind of pioneering work that has been done. So, congratulations. Thank you, the Computer Science Department and NASCOM for inviting us to be part of this innovation journey, not a destination. Today we will have, the contest, there will be few winners, but, many innovators that will, spring out. And we certainly look forward. This is a starting point when we are looking forward. Now, one of the challenge for being the last speaker is that sometimes you're thinking what you're going to talk about is already covered. Almost everything is covered, right? So I'm going to try and give you something, some bits and bits in innovation which are not so far being covered, but touch upon some of the vital aspects. I also would like to congratulate all the participants who are making such kind of innovation fests, the reality, and I feel quite excited, to stand in front of you. Just before we arrived in this hall, we actually saw your command center kind of a technology infrastructure, and I was spellbound. Frankly speaking, sir, I had not expected that Walchand Engineering College will have such a state-of-the-art, data center room, and that's the kind of technological age that you have at the campus. Now, if this kind of an infrastructure is such a modern, sophisticated, and world-class, are we going to experience, are we going to expect, some world-class innovations coming out of this campus? Like how we see from the Harvard and Stanford universities. I'm quite certain. We are excited and looking forward to this event, and I'm quite keen to judge some of the outstanding innovations. Now, we talked about how things have been evolving. We are talking about last probably 50 years of humanity and the world population increasing 3 times. But what is happening is digitization and this so-called the big data has been growing almost double every 2 years. Right? And look at the pace of change, and look at the pace of explosion, look at the pace at which disruption is happening is faster, and fastest. And the survival of fittest is going to be the mantra for your generation. It is not why innovation, it is not why digital, but when and how. That is the real crux of the matter. We also have seen the historic pandemic last couple of years resulting into the lockdowns that has an impact of the global recession. To top of that, we recently have the Russia and Ukraine war, and so many things that are happening there, right? The clouds are still hazy on the economic horizon. Now, one lesson that I learned from this lockdown is that the pandemics can actually make the world stand still, locked inside the house, but it cannot stop the spirit of humanity. And I'll give you a very simple example, probably few liner story of how the humanity continued even during the lockdown, right? Our definition and ways of celebration changed during this lockdown, right? Now just think, if you want to celebrate a birthday or an anniversary with your parents, how would you do that during the lockdown? So you would create a Zoom meeting request, send it to your family and friends, and probably the idea is to actually watch a movie together with the family, and you will actually have the Netflix subscription premium being broadcasted and everybody watching the movie on their devices at their time, and then on a given time everybody is logging into the Zoom, and the cake is coming from, say, fern and petals. There are flowers that are being delivered online. Swiggy and Zomato are ensuring that the favorite food with the bottle of champagne is being delivered, and then you are posting for the birthday boy or girl, whoever, right? And then probably you are going on a Flipkart and an Amazon and giving the gift vouchers, right? Now, it's not a fiction story. If I would have talked about this maybe 5 years back, I would have said, oh, which movie is that? Is it some, a digital game or something? Then how you are doing this into a virtual world, how you're doing this in a digital world, almost everybody has experienced it, right? And we not only are going online for logging into our virtual classrooms, but we are also walking into these virtual lobbies for celebrations, right? So even if the world was locked down, the spirit of humanity continued. But understand what is happening is that there are only some companies who are actually making money out of it. And I was spellbound by reading a headline on New York Times that Amazon, Google, Apple has added $452 billion of a valuation to their kitty during the lockdown. Understand, some parts of the world, some companies, some sectors are struggling for survival, and there are some companies who are springing on making billions, right? Let me not talk about the global context. Let's talk about India and India numbers. UPI, the payment gateway or the mode of digital payment gateway of India, recorded 44 billion transactions during the 18 months of lockdown. 44 billion, please note that. And the second country that was on this digital payment gateway was China at 23 billion. We are almost double in the digital payment transaction, right? We are world's cheapest mobile internet economy now. And what that has done is that the roti kapda makan bandwidth has been added now to your most essentials, right? So when you say that data is a new oil, connectivity is an oxygen. And when I'm saying connectivity is an oxygen, first thing that you want to do when you get up in the morning is you breathe and then you start, right? And then it just goes on till probably you're digitally fatigued and lying down on the bed and getting completely dozed off. Why is this happening? And we are talking one side, probably I don't want to touch upon right now, is that the digital obesity and the digital steroids. And they're so addictive that we just cannot get hooked. By the way, an internet study confirms that the graduating students inside the campus are checking their Facebook every 17 minutes, the login statistics, right? So on Facebook is still okay, Insta is getting even more hyper. So today what is happening is, maybe if I want to promote my product and services, I'm not going to go in the market and sell something to anybody, right? How can I crowdsource my prospects? How can I engage with them in a meaningful way? If you were to speak in the board language, the quarterly numbers or quarterly results are gone, engagement scores are emerging. And what are engagement scores? The companies that are selling products and services one time as a transactions are diminishing, going down, and the companies that are engaged with their customers on a real-time basis, permanently delivering experience, digital experience to a customer experience, are the companies that are rocking in the markets. So what is a digital experience? You create an infrastructure, maybe you are on Wi-Fi and then you are connected. That's a digital experience. But how do you create a customer experience out of it? Right? Let me give you some examples of how innovation is happening. And I was talking to head of data in one of the tire making company. And I said, you know what, we no longer want to sell products. And that gave me a little surprise. You're a tire maker and you're saying that you're not going to sell a product to the customer, and what are they going to buy? We are going to be selling safety rotations per mile. So safety rotations per mile, what they would be doing is putting a sensor in a tire, making it tracking and traceable, and then monitoring the wear and tear, operating conditions on a sunny day. If your car is going from say Sangli to Bombay, dropping somebody at the airport, and maybe your driver is over speeding, and the owner gets an SMS on the mobile phone, your car is, tires are overheating and it is likely to be burst in next 22 minutes. And if you just, pick up phone and talk to your driver, and he is bound to tell you, sir, I shappat ekdam thrown salad. You say, shut up. 5 kilometers down the line, there is a food wall, take a left turn, have a chai, coffee, and then, let the tires cool off. You're not going to be careless, so gaadi ka insurance. Right? And how much it is going to cost you? Probably if your tires are costing you 2,000, this might be 2,200 or 2,000 or maybe 1,800. The conventional tire maker will be out of business if they are not digital. Understand? And it is not only about the product, but it is the way in which you make the product. So the factories are becoming smart factories, producing smart products, digitized services. You understand what I mean? And it's the complete value chain. I was talking to a compressor manufacturing company, world leader, a Swedish compressor making company, and they said, we no longer want to sell the products. And I said, what's that now? They want to offer you compressed air as a service and offer compressors on rental model. Understand? And why not? Because what this Uberization has taught us, without making a car, you can redefine the need for transportation. And what is the experience you're delivering to the user is that when you are being moving from one destination to another, you choose an activity inside the vehicle, right? And you're getting rid of. So I'm sure today we're going to see some of the fantastic innovations. Just populate this data on the Excel sheet. That if you want to buy a car, what is the capital investment? What is the cost of the car? Cost of a driver, fuel, how much kilometer distance you will travel to the college, then to the office, then your weekend leisure, travels, as well as probably your exotic holidays in the car, then parking, and probably all the hassle and related cost of servicing and all of that. So when you calculate all of this, then calculate what it is coming to per kilometer. Right? And then see that when you are doing Uberization, what is the cost efficiency that you are talking about? And even if you have to catch the flight at 5 o'clock, you will still get the Uber at 3. By the way, Uber business model has been banned in many developed countries, but India it is moving. Because it creates a different kind of employment. Understand? When we are talking about innovation, research, what are you discovering? Trying to understand and getting the sense and the pulse of things, which leads to your innovation cycle. What is the differentiated value, new thing that you are creating in the market to be able to productize or disrupt? And when you are thinking of this entire value chain, you have to think that is it really sustainable? And sustainable not just as an idea, not just as a business, but what is an equilibrium? We talk about Industry 4.0. India is at 2.4, Germany is at close to about 3.5. Can India afford, in true sense, artificial intelligence or Industry 4.0? No, because we are a highly populated country. But what is our way in which we will create the employability by creating different jobs? But can you stop digitization? You cannot. Because just think, probably in mid-90s, when the ATM technology was launched and then internet banking and then the mobile banking, how we have come of the age. And can you imagine, during the lockdown, if you wouldn't have had those digital wallet and payment gateways, how you would have paid your medical bills and grocery shopping? If you had to physically go to the bank to withdraw money, it would have been chaos. We cannot stop technology. Right? What is happening? And when I talk about sustainability, think of it. That in Germany they are thinking, in Germany and Japan, they are actually going on 4 days and 3 days a week of a work shift. And the government is seriously contemplating, thinking of taxing the robots. Because what is happening is the worker is working in a factory, he's earning a salary, paying a tax, going and spending money, and then money is in circulation. If I'm going to be very simplistic about it. But if there's artificial intelligence, robotic is producing it, who's going to get the salary? Where is the money? Where is the tax income from the government that is coming in? You understand? So you have to think of your innovations, are they really sustainable? If they are sustainable, they are viable. And when you put it in that cycle, today what is happening is, we are talking about digital disruption and new age innovators like you are thinking about the asset-light business models in shared economy with crowdsourcing. And asset-light business models are not something which are very heavy, right? Airbnb do not own the real estate. They provide you hospitality. I was talking to a very innovative company. They provide power. It's a power rental company. Power as a service. You have heard software as a service, infrastructure as a service. This company gives you power as a service. They said, oh, you are a college? We will bring in be it UPS, be it electricity grid, be it DG gensets, and we will give you power per hour or power per unit. You don't have to make your capital expenditure. You will move your capex into an OPEX model. If software as a service happens, why not power as a service? Power rental company. And what they're doing is, maybe whether you're a steel plant, cement plant, or you are an academic institution, they will design this entire power plants, administrative building, all these lights and fans can be through the green energy, solar energy. And when you're doing solar energy, can you think, I was talking to your professors, there is a location intelligence GIS system that is now in the campus. There is the HP, NVIDIA, GPU-based workstations that are available in the campus. Can you think of weather predictions, forecasting models? 22nd of May 2023 is going to be the most sunniest day in 2023 because you're doing wind analysis, shadow analysis, you're doing location intelligence, and then you're precisely saying what is going to be the power generation potential within the solar capacity installed in Walchand campus during next season. And then if you are generating excess power or if you upgrade the panels, can you lease that power to somebody else? And think of monetization. And not only thinking, innovation. Bring it back in the circulation. Right? And when we look at it from those aspects, and there is a tremendous opportunity. You don't need capital investment. You don't need to set up factories. You don't need to have, very investor-backed business model. If you really have a creative idea, I believe you are just at the right campus. I have seen the infrastructure. I have spoken to your professors, and they're quite hungry to make your campus truly world-class. The real product of any college is their students. Innovation doesn't happen in the buildings. Innovation doesn't happen in the companies. It always happens in the minds of people. And hence I, sincerely feel, probably your professors would agree with me, that we wish if we would start our career like you now, where we have come a long way from IT to digital world, and when we talk about the digital revolution, this is the new starting point. We're talking about the world 2.0 in the digital terms in that way. Enough has been done, but there's a still long way to go. And we look forward for now some outstanding innovations. Thank you once again for inviting us here. Some spectacular speeches, and once again, we are quite upbeat. Before I sign off, what we do is we are India's first data science, unified data science technology product company, and we have a very, very keen focus in partnering with academic institutions in providing them the technology for artificial intelligence as well as machine learning and deep learning. We would be very keen to discuss with your professors as how we can bring in this made in India technology to your campus so that we can build up local innovations towards Atmanirbhar Bharat. Defense industry has been opened up 25% to DIPP registered MSME and startup community, and that's a big business opportunity. So if you think you really have an innovative idea, we are very keen to talk with you. We are very keen to see how we can support you with our technology to amplify your ideas, to bring some outstanding products on the campus in the global markets. Thank you once again for patient listening and good luck.
Thank you so much, Prashant sir. It was a great honor listening to you. I would like to thank everyone, our honorable guests, for guiding us all and blessing an inauguration ceremony with their presence. Now, I would like to say that with this event, now we have come to an end to our inauguration ceremony.
So now we will have just 5-minute break and we will continue with the keynote speaker session. So I request everyone to be seated. We will connect with keynote session.
करायची ना मॅमला विचार.
Students, please be seated. We are going to start the keynote address here itself in just 2 minutes. So please be seated.
दुसरी कीनोटची PC मध्ये आहे ना कीनोटचे येते ते दुसरी लिंक आहे ना वेट दही बंद करायची ते जास्त म्हणजे नीट आहे नाही जास्त कार्ड ते एकदम असं क्लिअर दिसत नाही राईट
Students, it is compulsory to sit and we are going to take the attendance. So make sure you are seated. Okay, so we'll convey to the first year faculty.
पासवर्ड मैं पासवर्ड बता
We have asked Xavier sir to join the keynote speech link, so he told that he got only one link.
Xavier sir is joining.
Yes, yes, sir. I talked to him.
मीट मध्ये चालू हां चालू आहे
हा कॅमेरा चालू आहे sir. हा कॅमेरा चालू आहे. ओके.
Xavier sir join झाले का?
झाले?
हो join झाले.
Xavier sir? Xavier sir join झाले. Yes, please.
यावर लॉगिन करा.
Yes, yes. स्टार्ट कर. आपण कॅमेरा स्टार्ट करू.
हां केला मॅम.
So welcome back everyone for the most awaited keynote session. So our today's keynote speaker we have is Dr. Xavier Chelladurai sir, who is currently the director of HRDC and professor at Computer Science in Christie University. He is one of the pioneers of computer science in India, serving the academia and industry from the past 38 plus years. Sir is author of 23 plus computer science books prescribed in syllabus of various Indian and foreign universities and more than 10 research papers plus 15 plus blogs, and sir is also Udemy educational, sir is also having Udemy educational video courses.
चार्जिंग पोर्ट खूपच ते
He is a Java practitioner for 25 years and his Java book published by Metro Hill India Education celebrated its Silver Jubilee recently. He served for 19 years in leading IT companies like HCL Technologies, Tech Mahindra and Capgemini. In Capgemini, he served as a global head of artificial intelligence for more than 3 years. He was also a member of IT Task Force for Government of Tamil Nadu for 3 years in 1998 to 2001. He is a life member of Computer Society of India and a senior member of IEEE. He has released several online and overseas courses on Udemy with more than 250 video lectures and study materials.
So now I welcome and request our keynote speaker to begin his session. Please, sir.
Hello.
Hello.
Nandini ma'am, can you start?
Yes, yes, yes.
Is my audio clear and it is reaching the audience?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir. The screen is visible and sound is audible.
Very good, very good, very good. So the topic, so good afternoon, good morning to all of you. Another 10 minutes of our afternoon. And thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity. In fact, in the past few years, there is a lot of discussion happening about artificial intelligence. Even the earlier speakers were talking about artificial intelligence, artificial intelligence, artificial intelligence. In almost every engineering college, computer science is moving towards artificial intelligence. There are courses offered as BE, Computer Science and Engineering, with specialization in artificial intelligence, specialization in machine learning. So specialization in artificial intelligence. So that is the name. Now let us quickly see what Google CEO told about artificial intelligence when he took over as CEO of Google. He said artificial intelligence is more important than fire and electricity. So very fundamental in nature. He told that it is as fundamental as fire and electricity for see, let us look at in order to understand what exactly is artificial intelligence, better we look at the human civilization. Human beings have a special capability. That special capability is all about creating a tool to improve his life. Instead of waiting for somebody to give him a tool, somebody for giving him a comfort, somebody for giving him a safety, man has the capability of moving around the society, moving around the environment, and from the environment he is inventing new tools for a better life. So that is one of the important capabilities of human beings. That is how electricity was invented, machines were invented, computers were invented, internet was invented. If you look at the car industry, automobile industry, the initial civilization used some mechanical devices like a wheel. A car with a wheel was more productive than simply walking or carrying the goods. Whereas when electricity was invented, electrical car came into existence. Afterwards, the electronics industry started improving. They came out with a lot of inventions. The electronics circuits, the electronic chips came in, so that in the car that we are using several electronic chips and components. Whereas when the digital age came in, we are converting almost all the meters into digital meters and the metrics into digital metrics. But today, we are moving into an artificial intelligence world wherein artificial intelligence capabilities are built into the car. For example, we are looking for a car which will stop if the driver sleeps, because there is a system which will monitor the behavior of the driver. If the driver shuts the eyes and starts sleeping, then to smell what he has done, and if he is drunk, it will refuse to move, it will stop. And we are even moving into a world of car with several sensors, so that if there is something in front of the car will not move, accidents will not happen. So we are moving into that sort of life. So what exactly is artificial intelligence? If you want to put it in simple terms, artificial intelligence is a field in the direction of creating a machine like a human being. So that will be a machine, that will be a man, and both will have almost the same capabilities. That is where we are. For example, if you look at the human capabilities.
Hello, इथे एक मुलं मी इथेच आहे किती लॅबला त्यांना सांगितलं आहे आपण कॉल करायला जाऊया.
Others can please unmute. Others can please unmute. Anjali ma'am. Others can please unmute. Mute.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Artificial intelligence, I told you that artificial intelligence is a set of technology to create a machine with the same capabilities of man. When we say that the same capabilities of man, normally human capabilities are divided into two broad categories. One is physical capabilities, like we are able to see, we are able to find senses. And the other is about the cognitive capabilities. The physical capabilities, in fact, we are already having machines capable as your eyes. Cameras are there. Smartphones with cameras are available. Photography and videography are existing for a long time. Whereas artificial intelligence based technologies are evolving like computer vision, image recognition, which includes the cognitive capabilities as well as the physical capability. It's not just seeing, but recognizing, analyzing, and those sort of capabilities we are building in the see part, in the hear part. So, neural text-to-speech technology will convert whatever you speak into text. There is a technology called speech recognition. When you speak, it is capable of recognizing the content and converting it into text. Today we have virtual assistant, Google Homes, voice-enabled security system. All of these things are moving on. Similarly, there are water sensors available. Today we are fixing water sensors to prevent any accidents in chemical factories. Similarly, the natural language processing, machine translation, and so on. So, in this context, the topic of today's lecture is on how the artificial intelligence technology, end of the day, artificial intelligence is a technology which is there for quite some time. Machine learning is there, natural language processing is there. So everywhere it is. Now, these people are put them together to see that these are the 12 areas. What are they? One is data fabric. We will be talking about data mining, data warehousing, data science, and so on. So the name Gartner has defined here is data fabric. Cyber security mesh, privacy enhancing computing, cloud native platforms, composable applications, decision intelligence, trend in 2022 and going forward. Distributed enterprises are not going to be isolated. Total experience, autonomic systems and generative AI. These are the 12 top strategic technologies which will be trending in 2022 and the next few years. Let us throw some light on what exactly are they. So what is data fabric? So we know about the fabric. So the threads are fabricated, the threads are woven. So data fabric provides a flexible, resilient integration of data sources. You get data from various sources. You run the business, your customer experiences are captured through several IoT devices, and the data is being fed into the system. So data fabric can use analytics to learn and actively recommend where data should be used and change. Because data has to be effectively used, and that technology is called data fabric. Similarly, cybersecurity mesh. We have bits and pieces of security systems developed, but cybersecurity mesh is a technology that is a flexible, composable architecture. Security has to have an architecture, and that has to be put up in the form of a mesh, which will enable the best of the breed security solutions. So that is called cybersecurity mesh. So cybersecurity area is moving into the next level called cybersecurity mesh. Privacy enhancing computing. Today there is a lot of hue and cry about the privacy. You have a camera everywhere. You are capturing data from every move. You go and order medicines. That data is captured. You walk along the street. Your images are captured. So privacy is one of the fundamental human rights. I don't want to tell what I am doing now, but without my knowledge, you are capturing and using it for your computation. So privacy enhancing computation will secure the processing of personal data in a systematic manner. Proper legal protections are to be given. Cloud native platform. You've seen that in the past 10 or 20 years, things will be moving towards the cloud. We will be reaching a world where everything is on the cloud. We already reached most of our data is only on the cloud. There is no point in having our own data center. So cloud native platform allows you to build a new application architecture that are resilient, elastic, and agile. So that is what is cloud native platform. Composable application. Today, there is a lot of rework. You go and look at two different applications. There are a lot of commonalities in several applications. Actually, I worked for a company called British Telecom for 5 years. I was managing their complete application portfolio for 5 years. I had a team of 1,800 people. There were 4,000 plus applications. For each application, there are some functionalities. There are a lot of overlap. For the same work, they were using one application for one geography, another application for another geography. So now all these things will go. In fact, we work on application portfolio optimization to a great extent. Composable application is a technology trend which will make sure that applications applications are composable. It's a plug and play application. And similarly, decision intelligence, hyper automation, automation of automation, artificial intelligence engineering. This will automate updates to data models and applications to streamline artificial intelligence delivery. Combined with the strong AI governance, AI engineering will operationalize the delivery of AI to ensure its ongoing business value. Man and the machine will go together, that is important. Distributed enterprises. Enterprises already have started, we have started working on distributed teams. How they can reflect a digital first, remote first business model. We don't need to know where exactly the teams are, but seamlessly we are able to work and we are able to give the employee experience. Digitalize the consumer. Consumers themselves are digitalized. The partner touchpoints are digitalized. Distributed enterprises better serve the needs of the remote employees and consumers. That is what is digital enterprise, distributed enterprise. Similarly, we are talking about something called total experience. We have user interface, user experience, customer experience. Customer experience has been talked about a lot of things in the past 2-3 years, whereas we are moving towards something called total experience. It is not just the customer experience, it's a total experience. This is a business strategy. It is not about customer experience alone, it's not about employee experience alone. It is combining everything. Total experience will drive greater customer and employee confidence. So that is the new technology that is coming up. Similarly, autonomic systems will automatically refine their rules and they will work automatically. Generative AI is an important technology. It has the potential to create new forms of creative content. It will automatically create content such as video, accelerate the research and development cycle. And generative AI learns about the artifacts of the data and it will generate new systems. So these are going to be more complex and very simple so that human beings will have to work with the machines and produce the results. So that is the future towards which we are moving around. Thank you very much. Wish you all the best.
So thank you so much, sir, for your valuable time. It was amazing experience to listen to you about all the fields in artificial intelligence. We generally know about just artificial intelligence and machine learning, but knowing about all, we just know about artificial intelligence and machine learning, but knowing about all these fields. So thank you so much for sharing all these experiences. So this was all about the inauguration ceremony of RSC 2022.
So before we end, are there any queries?
So, like sir, there is one question from my side. Am I clearly audible to you? Am I clearly audible to you, sir? Hello, sir.
Is there any question?
Yes, sir.
What is the question?
Sir, you told about different fields in artificial intelligence, but we as a student are a little bit confused about choosing the stream.
I'm not able to hear properly.
This is it, sir. Hello, is it audible now? Is it audible now, sir?
Can you come closer to the laptop and speak? Only then I will be able to hear the. Yes, sir. Am I audible now? Yeah, you are perfectly audible now.
Okay, so my question is, we as a student generally confused about choosing the streams, and there are many domains in artificial intelligence as you are told. So how we can address this particular problem, like choosing a streams and identifying the problems in real world.
Very important and a realistic question. In fact, in order to work on artificial intelligence based technology, you need a base. I think that is what is taught in the bachelor of engineering, computer science and engineering with the specialization in artificial intelligence. So you need not bother too much about the specialization, and now as a student you focus on on the broad base. However, when you come into the final year, if you are more interested in the machine learning technology, you focus on machine learning. If you are very much interested in NLP, natural language processing, do that, and similarly the other technologies. So in the project work, you can do that. And when you really want to develop something new, you can do that only in the masters. There are master programs on data science, master program on artificial intelligence, master program on cyber security. So when you move there, you can go for the specialization. So the bachelor's is a generalization and the master's may be a specialization. When you really move into the research, you can focus on a topic and do the research. That is how you have to approach.
Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, once again for delivering a very informative and interesting session. I'm sure all our students have got much more insights in all the topics that we delivered. So once again, we were extremely honored to have you here with us, sir, for giving the keynote address. So with your permission, we would like to end the keynote address here. Yes, sir. With your permission, we will end the address.
Thank you very much. Wish you all the best.
Wait a minute. So you have a short break of 5 minutes, and now projects are kept in boys' study room. So now you can go to boys' study room for seeing the projects and see what are the different research papers that different students have published. So you can just directly go to boys' study room. And thank you so much for joining.
संध्याकाळी वाटतं 15:30 म्हणजे 5:30 नाही 3:30ला आहे 3:30ला ही स्कीम